Good afternoon and welcome to yet another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tulohoyan. I promised you that I'll be bringing you this evening an overview of what transpired in the afternoon. But there is something that has come to my attention which I think is very, very important, which I want to bring you to your attention in this edition. And tomorrow morning, I'll be giving you a recap of the afternoon's proceedings and how explosive they were. But let me leave that for tomorrow morning. Brigadier Gininda continues to say he was relying on circumstantial evidence. I want to look at this circumstantial evidence again and just, give you an insight into what it involves. Brigadier Gininda says, among other things, the circumstantial evidence that he relies upon was the fact that there had been talk that, accused number 1 and 2 had to be discussing the death of MEYIWA, right? And he also says there is circumstantial evidence also from the cell phone expert Stein, and from that cell phone evidence, accused number 3 and Kelly Khumalo and Longwe had pictures depicting an envelope, a transparent envelope that seemed to have money inside. You see, that evidence is crucial because they are talking here about a picture. And there is no independent verification that that picture actually depicted actual money that Kelly Khumalo could have paid those people. But circumstantially, they say in the cell phone of accused number 3, in the cell phone of Kelly Khumalo, and in the cell phone of Longwe, these pictures were found. Now, what I want to focus upon at this particular point in time is this. We all know for a fact that Gininda has identified Kelly Khumalo as the mastermind. That is on record before the Pretoria High Court. That is not in dispute. That is Gininda's testimony under oath. He also testified that there was circumstantial evidence tendered by Stein, the cell phone analyst or expert, linking Longwe to those pictures. So what I want to talk about this evening is Kelly Khumalo has not been arrested, in spite of the fact that she is fingered as the mastermind. And Gininda is seeking to blame the prosecution. You remember his talk about this being a prosecution-driven investigation and sort of, washing his hands off the whole thing. Why Kelly Khumalo was not arrested. He's in effect saying, it was not my decision, it has got nothing to me, I handed the docket and the memorandum to the police, to the prosecution rather, and they decided not to prosecute. So it is that today, as the court sits in Pretoria, Kelly Khumalo is not before it, in spite of the fact that she has been fingered as a mastermind. It is also interesting, if anything can be made out of Gininda's circumstantial evidence, that the circumstantial evidence that he has, that he says Colonel Stein had, which indicated there were these pictures of an envelope with money inside, a transparent envelope with money inside, which was also found on Longwe phone, on Kelly Khumalo's phone, and on the cell phone of accused number 3. That is his testimony. Why was Longwe not arrested? Why was Longwe not arrested? Because you see, the whole arrest was based on circumstantial evidence. Gininda says he made arrests basing himself on circumstantial evidence. This was circumstantial evidence relating, among other things, to these people who have not been arrested. To Kelly Kumalo, the circumstantial evidence was there, according to Gininda. Kelly Kumalo was not charged because of the prosecution. He says nothing about, he really wants to say nothing about Longwe Twala. And the fact that there was also circumstantial evidence that linked Longwe Twala to the commission of this crime by way of those photographs that were found depicting money in his cell phone. So we have two people here. We have always wondered why Longwe Twala has been, why Kelly Kumalo rather, has not been, arrested. A mastermind, just scot-free. The foot soldiers are standing trial in the Pretoria High Court. Longwe Twala, just like this mastermind, Kelly Kumalo, is circumstantially implicated in the commission of this crime by way of those pictures. Because all that Gininda was relying upon was circumstantial evidence. Longwe Twala gets left out, just like Kelly Kumalo got left out. So in this investigation, it was pick and choose. Pick and choose. In fact, of the fact that Gininda had circumstantial evidence, according to him, let us just stick to his evidence, the evidence that he tendered in court, that he used circumstantial evidence to arrest the accused persons. So by extension of the same logic, he should have used the same circumstantial evidence that was before him to have Kelly Kumalo charged with the murder of Senzo MEYIWA as the mastermind of that crime. Longwe should have also been charged. Longwe should be sitting in that dock, charged also basing ourselves or himself, because this is Gininda's evidence, basing himself on the circumstantial evidence that he had. So as it is, we have two people in the Senzo MEYIWA trial. Kelly Kumalo, who was in the house and the boyfriend of Senzo MEYIWA, is fingered as the mastermind and does not get arrested. We also have Longwe. There are a lot of stories circulating in and around Longwe. Right? There is just a lot circulating in and around Longwe because one version, 375, says it was Longwe Twala who brought that gun to the MEYIWA house, to the Kumalo house rather. He started getting rowdy and was prevailed upon by Senzo to leave the room. Senzo dispossessed him of the firearm and gave it to Kelly Kumalo, and for some reason, Kelly Kumalo started playing with the gun and it fired, fatally injuring Senzo. So Longwe is in and around here. But on the basis, just on the circumstantial evidence that Gininda goes by, my question this evening to you is, why was Kelly Kumalo not arrested? Secondly, why was Longwe Twala not arrested? Why selectively use the circumstantial evidence to arrest and arraign the 5 people that we see in the Pretoria High Court and leave out these other 2? And the other one is supposed to be the boyfriend of the deceased and a mastermind. Something is not right here. So tomorrow morning, like I promised earlier on in my opener, I'll be bringing you a recap of the afternoon's proceedings. I hope this throws some other dimension into the whole mix, right? Of how, Gininda and possibly the prosecution, Gininda or the prosecution, or both Gininda and the prosecution, selectively use the evidence at their disposal, to charge other people and to leave others out. Having said that, let me thank you for watching this video. Let me also thank you for watching all the other videos. Please like and subscribe and share these videos and have a wonderful day.